Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. I am really excited about this topic because I love talking about relationships. I love talking about especially abusive relationships, emotionally abusive, narcissistically abusive relationships, because I just think that we're not taught this stuff growing up. And because we're not taught this stuff growing up, there's this lack of knowledge within us that when we go out into the world, we don't realize who we're going up against. So I just feel like if you have this arsenal of information and you really understand this stuff, and also you're working on your own self, your own wounds, right? Because those are the things that are always causing you to stay stuck, be in abusive relationships, etc. So it's always important to work on ourselves first. But I think once you kind of know this information and you go out in the world and you see it firsthand, oh, I'm seeing someone who's emotionally abusing me. I'm witnessing someone trying to use manipulation on me right now. And once you spot it, then you can choose how you want to handle situations. So that's kind of like self-help, 101 right there, is understand this stuff. So when you see it, you can then tackle how you want to approach it. And, your approach towards handling these different types of situations, like I said, starts with yourself and your own wounds. So healing that stuff is really important. But I want to get into the types of people that narcissists are attracted to, because I think oftentimes the myth is a narcissist is attracted to a weak person, someone with poor boundaries and things of that sort, and they definitely are. I mean, it's just like a lion. If a lion's going to smell a weaker prey or a fearful prey, they're going to pounce, right? And this is kind of no different. But there's also another person that a narcissist is very much attracted to for two reasons, and that is the strong-willed person. So they're also attracted to people that are highly motivated, strong-willed, smart, intelligent, because if I can actually hook you in, then that'll make me feel so good inside. So it's one thing to get, to hook in a weaker prey, but it's another thing to actually hook in someone who deep down I know is a very educated, smart, compassionate, loving person, right? So if I can get you, that's actually a double dose of supply versus someone else that's a little weaker. Yeah, I might get a little high off that and it'll make me feel good inside to kind of destroy that person, but it's gonna make me feel even better to destroy someone or to hurt someone or to hook someone in that is even a greater prey than that. So the reason why a narcissist will be attracted to this type of personality is, for one thing, narcissistic supply, right? We all know this. So in the eyes of a narcissist, it's their ability to show this person off. So perhaps this person is very attractive, right? And so the narcissist is drawn to them because, look at this, I have the trophy wife, I have the showpiece husband that I can just display to the world all over social media that this is mine. Then on some level, they also like to kind of flaunt, look at all of her accomplishments, look at all the things he's done. And of course we're proud of our spouse, but there's nothing that really egotistically fills us up inside by being proud of our partner, right? We're proud of them because of who they are, their character, what makes them who they are, not of all of these accomplishments that they do. Whereas the narcissist is really drawn to the person because of their accomplishments. Now, where it tends to kind of, flip-flop in the mind of a narcissist is they want the accomplishments, but they can't have too many, because now you're kind of fighting with me for, I don't want to say attention, but the higher you go, the lower I feel. So you can't go too high. So you have to just be right underneath me, and you can't start tiptoeing any, further above me, because then that'll just bruise my ego and cause an injury. Now, a narcissist is someone who is extremely, life is a game, so it's all about winning and losing. So in their eyes, someone that is so intellectual, smart, attractive, caring, loving, right? An overall great person and partner to have. That they look at that person as a challenge. So life's a game, like I said, so everything is a matter of winning and losing. And so they look at all the things that person's going to be bringing to the table, and they want a piece of it. Now, why do they want a piece of it? Because they want to control, right? They want to control the way people view themselves, the way people view their relationship. Like, wow, look at her, she's in a great relationship with this amazing guy, and wow, look at him, he has this amazing wife who's so driven and such a great catch. But again, it can't go too far where it then begins to bruise their own ego, because what happens is if they're with someone who's, I don't want to say higher than them, that's not what I mean, but someone that is achieving more or getting more or wants more for themselves, while any other partner would look at that and be like, that's amazing, that's my partner, like that's my girlfriend, that's my wife, that's my husband, and be so proud, the narcissist begins to look at it like a competition. And so they're going to immediately start wanting to kind of chip away at your self-esteem, so you don't go after those things, so you don't apply for that job, so you don't go out and meet new friends and do new things and create new hobbies for yourself, right? So like I've always said in many videos, is emotional abuse. When you're in an abusive relationship, there's a cycle of abuse that happens, and love bombing, and then we begin to start to nitpick and destroy our victim, and then we come right back into love bombing again, and it's just like this cycle and this like whirlwind that happens. And so when the narcissist begins to feel like, you're really starting to step on my toes, and now I feel very competitive with you because you are so many of these things, it then reflects onto them that they're not those things. So it's almost like now it becomes a matter of wanting to hurt this amazing partner that they were able to attract and destroy them. Now, why do they want to destroy them? Like always, being able to destroy another human being, and this is very sick and twisted on a psychological level, it makes that person feel important. So if I am able to chip away at you and tear you down, then I feel good about myself. Number one, that means that I matter because I was able to get to you. And number two, you're not even at my level anymore. You're now way beneath me. And so now you're not even a person I'm attracted to, and that's usually when a discard happens. Now, another reason why narcissists will tend to be attracted to this type of person is because this person, because they're such an amazing human being or an amazing person, and people look at them in a certain way, it gives that narcissist that high. But where it begins to hurt a narcissist is when, like I said previously, when all the attention is being put on their partner and the attention is not getting put on themselves. So it's almost like the narcissist wants this person because this person is mirroring everything that they're not, and they want a piece of it, right? Because energy is just, we're attracted to energy. So even someone who's narcissistic is going to be drawn to someone on a certain level, but the reasons why they're drawn onto them is for their own egoic reasons. Now, most often when a narcissist is drawn to someone for those reasons, right? This person has a great career, they're famous, people think that they're amazing, right? And so they're drawn to this person. And then they realize like, whoa, you're actually like too good, and you're like almost showing me up in a way. Now you're showing me all the things that I'm not because you are this amazing person. And so they'll kind of get rid of that person and they'll move on to someone else. And usually the person they move on to next is the person that thinks that they walk on water, right? This is the trophy husband, or the husband that just completely, I don't want to say adores in a bad way, or like a trophy wife, right? Someone that adores them to the point where they themselves don't honor what they think, how they feel, they don't have boundaries, they're just very, very, very codependent on this narcissist, right? And they have now put this person up on a pedestal, and they are aware that they are beneath this narcissist in some way. So now the problem with this is, so the narcissist goes from one person, right? This like driven, career focused, everyone likes you, you're a very good person, etc. And they don't like that anymore because now you're going toe to toe with me and I don't like the way that makes me feel, to someone that I don't want to say is beneath them, but just that very, very codependent person, right? This is the trophy wife. This is the husband that just like completely and utterly adores their wife to the point where they themselves don't have any thoughts and opinions, and just everything is whatever is a yes dear kind of a person constantly throughout the day. And then that narcissist is not going to be attracted to that person either, because they live in a world of very unrealistic expectations on their partner. They live in a world where the grass is always greener. So, and they're very emotionally immature. So because of that childlike mentality, it's almost like, okay, I got a new toy, I played with it, I'm bored, and now I want to move on and get another toy because I'm constantly trying to get a high off of other people. So people in my life are not I don't have relationships like a normal, healthy person. I am someone who is severely insecure, so such low self-esteem and self-worth, living strictly on that ego. And because of that, I need to feel a high. And the high needs to come from external validation. So it needs to come from my spouse. But at a certain point, because I'm emotionally immature, I'm going to get bored very easily and I'm going to want to move on to something else. So remember, these relationships are always about control, and it's also about feeding into that narcissistic ego and giving that person what they need. And even when they do get it from the person, right? I've now found the person that thinks I'm amazing. Too much of the same thing for them is boring and unacceptable. So they get bored very easily and they want to move on to someone else, or focus their attention on something else so they can get that high, because that's always what they're looking for, is that narcissistic supply, that next boost of what's going to make me feel good. So if it's not going to be the partner, then maybe they put it on their children and their accomplishments. If it's not the children, maybe it's, okay, here's the house we have, here's the car that we have, here's what's going on with my job. And it's all these different facets of basically validation that they're important, that they matter, because their self-esteem is so low. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. It was a little longer than I wanted. I thought this was going to be a quick one, but I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I'll see you next week.